Crendor, we're back. We're back with a new challenge here on the YouTube channel. And do you know what that is?
Walking.
Yeah, we're gonna walk. Come on.
Oh, wait. Where are you?
I've already started walking. No, stop running. Walk.
I thought you were that guard.
No.
Wait, why's my... What? I think it unbound my walk key.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to fix that. Guys, well, will you do that real fast? Let me explain. Guys, last season of the walk challenge, Crendor and I walked from Teldrassil as 2 night elves all the way from Shadow Glen all the way to the gates of Encourage. Oh, it took like 1 or 2 episodes. And in this one, we're gonna walk from Eversong Woods, Sunstrider Isle, all the way to the very bottom of Stranglethorn Vale. I guess the lowest point would be like the very southern tip of Monkey Island, or Kajernero Island. So we're gonna go there.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Or yeah,
shall we?
I guess the pirate ships, but technically I think it's not land. So I think the Jaguar Island's probably the better one.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, we got a long way to go.
Yeah, we got a long way to go. I'm so used to the last one where we had to go through like the Ngoro crater and we were dying every like 2 seconds or whatever.
I think the worst zone was Tanaris.
Oh yeah, Tanaris was the worst. You're right.
Yeah, I hated Tanaris. That was it's just a big desert. Ain't nothing there but just mobs that kill you. Just one hit.
I mean, I love Tanaris.
Yes.
But I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it when we were doing our walkthrough.
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually, it's been a minute since the last episode of the conclusive episode of that Kalimdor walk challenge. What have you been doing in the meantime, Crendor?
Oh man, what have I been doing? That was how long ago was that?
I have no idea.
Nixxiom Crendor walk. Here, I'll figure it out. It was, let's see, the dinosaur walk was 3 months ago.
Okay.
And so January, wait, that was more than 3 months. What? YouTube lied.
Okay.
It's a January 18th, which is January, February, March, April, May. I guess it's almost 4 months.
Okay. It's been 4 months since the last episode?
Yeah, it was January.
Oh,
no,
wow.
that was the dinosaur episode. Wait, what was the
look for the Silithus one. It's like me and you, like running Silithus or whatever, and like you're on a freaking.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, February 7th.
Okay, so it's been a few months.
March, April, May. Yeah, so it's been a little over 3 months now. So yeah. Right. I've been making pointless top 10s.
Nothing's
as you
changed.
probably as you probably know. They've been pretty good, you know, still streaming, still doing everything, but I'm trying to actually do more YouTube stuff again.
Really?
So that's, because I really enjoy YouTube. You know, I like doing the WoW GeoGuessrs weekly. I'm probably going to do some more collaborations, maybe even start up fishing with Crendor again.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm planning on doing more on YouTube is the main thing I'll say, because I enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah. What about
you? Awesome. Well, right now we're in the WoW downtime. I mean, aside from like the Cataclysm Pre-patch, and then also tomorrow the Mop Remix comes out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like nothing's really been going on, you know, on the WoW side of things. Like no one really cares. Everyone's just waiting for the next season of SOD, War Within, blah, blah, blah. So I admit, like lately, I've just been playing a lot of D&D. And I've been doing like a lot of like painting, like models and stuff. Like I've been painting a lot. Like a lot. To the point that I actually am like, okay, this is starting to step a little bit into like a Vice territory, because like I'll be like, oh man, I need to like video edit and stuff and like work on YouTube, but I could paint. And then I'll paint for like 2 hours instead of like, you know, sit down and edit for like 2 hours, for example, when I have a little window. So I might need to, you know, start disciplining myself a little bit, but it's been a lot of fun. Currently painting this big, like how do I describe him? It's like a frost giant from like Northrend, if you could imagine those guys from Storm Peaks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I started painting him like 3 days ago. And he's turning out very, very good. I'm very happy with him. And then I also have been painting. I'm DMing this D&D campaign at the moment, and I'm painting these. Essentially, my group are going to meet these NPCs once they get out of what I call Tutorial Cave, because we just started the session. It's only been like 2 sessions so far. Yeah. So they're in Tutorial Cave right now. And some of them haven't actually played D&D before. That's why I'm doing like a tutorial thing. But once they get out of there, they're going to meet like these NPCs, and they're pretty much class trainers. I'm not a big fan. Like, I'm about to make some people a little frustrated, but like I'm a high immersion role player, right?
Right.
So I don't like the whole thing of, you're a druid or something, and you're just like in a cave or like whatever, and then okay, like your DM's like, okay, well, you leveled up, you're level 4 now, and you're like, oh yes, of course, I can now transform into a bear. Like, yeah, like it just came to me like just out of nowhere, dude. It's like, nah, like you have to actually go and like meet like a higher level master druid that'll teach you this stuff. I don't do the whole like you can just level up randomly at random points. Yeah. So these guys will meet these class trainers that I've been painting. I got one more to paint, and they'll like kind of teach them their new skills and stuff. So really, that's what I've been doing. I mean, I'm still making videos and stuff, but I would be lying if I said that, WoW and MMOs and video games are my big thing right now. It's all tabletop.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to the guy. I've been Warhammering for 5 years now.
I'm well aware.
Yeah, it's fantastic. There's nothing quite as kind of meditative as just sitting there painting.
Exactly.
Maybe like watching something, listening to music, or just kind of, thinking about stuff.
Yeah, I admit that one of the reasons why I'm painting so much, like without going into all the personal details, like this little chapter of my life at the moment is very stressful because of several reasons. And, being able to just kind of sit down and paint is just kind of, like you said, it's very meditative. You just kind of turn your brain off and you do something creative. So, yes, I 100% agree.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's because I don't paint as much as I used to. Like when I first got into it too, I was like painting way too much. And now I kind of, I have my different times where like normally I'll build stuff in the morning. So like if I wake up, I like have my coffee and my whatever granola bar, and then I'll just like build some plastic guys, and like that's usually when I like building. And then painting's more of like my afternoon, evening type thing, where it's more of like a chill wind down type of thing. And then a lot of times I play the game, and then I play with other people, but that's just whenever they're free. But that's usually like maybe once or twice a week. So yeah, I get the full experiences of all the different aspects of hobbying, I guess you could say.
I actually just got, well, in quotes, almost hired by a friend of mine who he's really into Warhammer, but he's kind of your typical guy that just got into Warhammer, where he doesn't really mind assembling the models, but he doesn't have like the patience to actually learn how to paint decently. A little side tangent. I feel like you kind of go through like a series of transformations when you get into like painting, like Warhammer or tabletop stuff, like D&D, whatever. Like in the beginning, you don't really like it. You're kind of just doing it because you have to, and then just something clicks one day. Like you don't know what causes it. It could be stress. It could be, I don't know. Like you just spend way too much time painting one day, and just something clicks, and then you're just like, dude, this is so much fun. But like he's not hit that point yet. So he was talking to me. He's one of the players in my DM game, or in my D&D game. And he was saying like, hey man, like I got like all these Grey Knights and these Dreadnoughts that I've assembled for 40K. Like, would you be willing to paint them? Because I've become like a half decent painter. And he's like, I'll pay you like $10 like a Space Marine, and like $20 like a Dreadnought. And I'm like, well, I mean, I guess. I mean, like, why not?
Yeah.
So what I probably am going to do is I have this new YouTube channel I made called Tabletop Nixxiom that I haven't, I was making all this content for it, but then I got in the car accident and I broke my hand, or my pinky anyway. And, but I admit, like, even breaking like my pinky and my hand being sore all the time has not stopped me. I'm still painting. And so I was thinking that I'm like, man, like you mentioned streaming a second ago. And I was just thinking yesterday and the day before, I was like, dude, here I am like painting all this crap for D&D. And also I also do like, I create terrain as well. Like I'm that guy making crap out of foam. But I was like, man, why am I not just like streaming myself doing this?
Yeah.
Like
you really should.
On Twitch or Tabletop Nixxiom on YouTube or something. Like I wouldn't do it on the main channel because it just doesn't really make sense to.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people would like it, but not everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you could always do it once and then promote your other thing and be like, if you like this, go watch it over there.
That's actually a pretty nice idea. I probably would like do a test stream over there first. Then I would do a test stream over here, maybe on YouTube, and then I would like promote it and then continue. But
yeah.
Because I remember when we did the Plunder Storm tournament, like I was painting on stream before that tournament even started.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I had nothing better to do, so I was like, I'll just paint.
Yeah. So. No, it's yeah, that was actually almost a month ago too.
Yeah.
Think about that.
The first mob. Don't worry, I know what to do. He doesn't like my hair. Help me, apprentice. First death.
Oh god. Dear boy.
Is he on YouTube? Oh yeah, he is. I see you dying. That's what you get for playing a girl character. I said it.
So
don't worry. I'll wait for you.
Thank you.
Goodness. Blood Elves run quick in ghost mode.
Yeah, they do run pretty quick.
Goodness. We're talking about streaming, talking about you painting Warhammer and everything, and just painting in general. So it's like streaming. What you've been up to.
Oh yeah, streaming Warhammer. I mean, I still do my Warhammer Crendor channel.
You're like at 3,000 subs or 12,000?
I'm at like 12,000 now.
Nice. Well done.
So yeah, it's pretty good. Now I'm much more into like the nerdy gameplay aspect of it because I play a lot of Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
But I've also played Warhammer Old World, which is like, it's essentially classic WoW for Warhammer.
I know it is.
Yeah, and then I've played 40K, so I know how to play 40K, but I just prefer Sigmar the most, and a new edition's coming out for it, so I'm pretty excited.
See, I've never played tabletop Warhammer. I just have the models, I've painted them, but I've never played.
It's really fun. It's a lot to take in. You gotta like get used to it.
Well, I've talked about it in like previous like little podcasty episodes that maybe the next time I swing up to like where you live or something, I'll you can like show me actually how to play the game and I'll play it. Yeah.
No, now they have things like it's like Kill Team or Spearhead is the new one coming out where you don't need as many models and you can play like a miniature version of the game. So that's a really good way to teach people the game as well. So I'd probably play that with you because it only takes like maybe 45 minutes, I think they say, to an hour.
To play like a small scale game?
Yeah.
How long does it take to play a normal game?
2-3 hours.
Damn. I didn't know that. I thought it was like 30 minutes.
No, it takes a while. Even like me and my one of my friends we play like all the time. It'll take us, depending on the game, it can be like hour and a half to 2.5 hours. So it's sometimes like we know the game's over and we just keep going for a bit just because we're like having fun. But other times, the game can like it can last a while.
Watch out for that cat.
It goes the full game.
To the right. It's kind of like, it sounds like D&D. It's kind of like you talk to people about Dungeons and Dragons. Like there's this one guy that's playing in our campaign. He's never played D&D before, sort of. His name's Sterling. And he's actually appeared in like a couple of my videos, just like little cameos and stuff here and there. But he said like before he sat down to play with us for the first time, I was like, so have you ever played D&D? And he said, yeah, and I didn't really like it. I thought it was really boring. And I was like, really? Like what? What did you do? How long did you play? And he was like, oh, well, me and like a few people got together and we only played for like 45 minutes or like an hour. And I was like, an hour? Like, what'd you get out of like one room? Like, it takes like an hour just to like walk down the stairs, like in D&D sometimes. So, like our last session, man, like I thought they'd get out a tutorial cave in like one session, but these guys are like poking and prodding like every rock and stuff and talking and joking around, and goodness gracious, man, like we're 2 sessions. Last session, this past Sunday, it took them 4 hours to get out of the first room. I was like, goodness. Granted, there was combat and stuff, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, tabletop takes a while, but that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking to the guy. I've DM'd numerous Daikias.
Daikias?
Yeah, that was my campaign I created for kind of like apocalyptic IKEA, where I was the DM and then it was 4 of my friends, and we it's all streamed on the internet. And I pretty much was like, all right, you go into this like crazy post-apocalyptic IKEA, and then they just explore and figure stuff out.
I did not know.
Meatballs came alive.
Oh, great. Look at the undead. I did not realize that you have DM'd before. That's
cool.
I've
DM'd. I've played in a few campaigns. One of them was a year-long Goblin campaign with my friend Brett, and then a bunch of pretty much a bunch of us were these goblins, and it was an adventure. We started in Goblin Town. We ended up getting like going into like these crazy demon space areas, like towards the it got crazy.
Sounds like you're playing like. So do you like do like traditional fantasy, like tabletop, or are you more like apocalyptic sci-fi? You know, space?
I mean, I've done all of it pretty much. I mean, there was one campaign I did a long time ago, maybe like 7-8 years ago, where we were it was like the Vikings of something, and we were all these Viking people, and we did it where it was me, Jesse, and then these 2 girls. It was like.
Ew.
I forgot it was
Girls.
Whoa. There's 2 girls, and then they role played as male characters, and we role played as female characters. So I was I was like this old fortune teller Viking woman, but like I wasn't actually psychic or anything. People thought I was. So I would like roll my bones, and I'd be like, I don't think this is gonna end well. And then I was like plotting against people, and they're like, I don't trust that lady. And I'd be like, I'm gonna predict your future. And I'm like, oh, you're gonna betray everyone. And they'd be like, oh, get him. And he'd be like, no.
Right.
And I'd just be like, woohoo. And then so that was another fun one. So yeah, there was like a Star Wars campaign I was in as a droid.
Nice.
So I've actually done a decent amount of D&D stuff.
That sounds fun. Yeah, like one of the things I was talking to you about it the other day, but I'm just going to repeat it for the sake of the recording. But like one of the things that I've been kind of like trying to get into these like new D&D players' heads is that I think, to be fair, like any person who like first gets into like tabletop like D&D or whatever, that like they're all guilty of this. But they kind of go into the game and they think it's just a combat game. So it's just like, okay, you can get a battle axe or a flail or a sword and a shield. Like, what do you want? Oh, what does the most damage? Like, oh, what armor gives me the most AC? Like, you know, just let me just min-max the crap out of my character. And I'm like, nah, dude, like make a character, like role play. Like, what do you want to role play? Like, don't worry about numbers and stats. Like, when I was talking to like this one guy, he was playing as a barbarian. And he was like, oh, like, where should I put my stats? And I was like, well, it just depends on what do you want to roleplay. So I was like, if you want, like, I mean, yeah, like your standard barbarian, like put all your points in like strength and constitution and crap. Or you could be like a barbarian that really sucks at being a barbarian. Like you are weak as crap, but you have like super like high levels of charisma, so you can talk your way out of situations. It'd be like Conan the Barbarian if Conan was a scientist. You know, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, just a soft-spoken, well-spoken man. Or I was trying to get that guy Sterling. I was trying to give him like some suggestions for some characters. Like yeah, man, maybe you should like play like a paladin who maybe you've only got like 6 months left to live or something, and like you've like betrayed your oath and you're trying to redeem yourself before you die, and like you're judged by the gods or something. You know, like make a character and role play them.
Yeah.
So, but nah, man, just give me them stats. Like, you know, what give me the high stats. Like, that's all they care about. So like, whatever, but it's no big deal.
I always enjoy playing very chaotic characters. Almost like probably a chaotic neutral person in general. So I like playing chaotic neutral characters. So like goblins fit me. Like one campaign we did, I was a goblin and I was with this party and I got lost from the party and I was trying to find my way back. And they're in this really important meeting in this big room in this castle. And they're like, we're going to learn some lore from this guy. Like he's this really rich, like old man. He's like, I'll tell you everything you need to know. But then I thought in my mind that they got captured by this guy. So I was like, I'm going to kill him. And they were like, oh my God, do not kill him. And then I picked up one of my friend's swords that was like 4 times my size and I rolled a 19. And so I tried to stab him in the back, but instead I like swung it around and cut his head off. Oh. And then everyone was like, oh my God, we were supposed to learn so much from that guy. And I was like, I saved everyone. And they were like, all right. And then they tried to kill me because they were all so mad at me. Right. And I just kept like rolling dodge rolls and like slipping away and getting out. And then they finally caught me and they pinned me against the wall and they were like, kill him. And they were like, any last words? And I vomited on myself.
As you do, you know. It's just that last defense technique. Just throw up on yourself.
Yep. And then they shot me with an arrow. And that's how that campaign ended for me.
Nice, nice. You would love my friend Michael and like the kind of characters that he plays in D&D because he'll come up with the most like, not absurd, I'm not going to use that word, but he'll come up with characters that are incredibly unique and try to play them to like the best of his ability. Like he's playing a wizard right now, for example, and it's a wizard who can't do magic. He just deceives people with like card magic and like, you know, kind of like real like stage magic that you would see like on Penn and Teller or something. Like that's the kind of magic he can do. And so like, but like everyone's convinced, like he's convinced and he tries to convince everyone because he has super high charisma that like he is this great sorcerer and like, oh, don't mess with me. Like, you know, I'm just giving you a taste of what I can do. Like, you know, is this your card?
Yeah.
You know, and he's that's how he's playing and he's doing great. Or like he's involved in this one campaign where there's no combat whatsoever. It's like a pure like political campaign, like manipulating events in like this town to like, I was kind of describing it, but I admit I wasn't fully paying attention because I was distracted at the time. But yeah, I like the idea of playing like really unique characters, whether it's like cool. Tabletop or like LARPing or whatever.
So in the longest campaign, the Goblin one I did, which was like a year long, I played Skagzag. And he was a short goblin that hated humans and he loved just random magic because I'm a big fan of RNG.
Yeah.
And so because that's another reason I love Skaven. Skaven's very much a like,
love him.
You eat the warp stone or you power up warp stone and it might explode in your face or you might blow up or whatever, but you might do some insane damage or crazy stuff. That's kind of how they play in the tabletop game too. It's like, all right, I'm going to overcharge my thing. And if I roll a 1, I die. But if I don't, I do a bunch of damage. You're like, okay. Right. And it turns out you roll a lot of 1s. But it's very funny. And then you're like, oh, geez. I think that's what's fun about playing the tabletop Warhammer, especially when you're playing with people that are, you know, cool and not like, excuse me, you didn't roll the thing.
Yeah. I should wait for you.
Like, cause we'll like play and then I'll roll something and we'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe I rolled the 1 and this like stupid thing happened. Cause you like imagine it happening like on the battlefield. Like you're for example, I played Warhammer Fantasy and I had a Razor Gore, which is like this tiny boar. And he charged my opponent's general, who's like this like big knight guy on a Pegasus, and you're like, oh shit, this guy's insane. But he like missed all his attacks and then ran away from my Razor Gore, and him running away made his wizard flee because his wizard was like, oh shit, and he like fled off the table. And then I was like, dude, can you imagine you see your general running away from something and you're like, oh God, he must be getting chased down by an army. It's just like a small pig.
Right.
So it's just like you had dumb, goofy moments like that. So that's another reason Warhammer can be fun. It's just the RNG aspect.
I think in regards to like goofy stuff, just because I mentioned it a second ago, if you want like really goofy role play, you probably have never done this before. I highly doubt it. But if you ever were to try like LARPing one day, most of it is just it's like the absurdity of D&D, but like on another level. Because everyone is like there's an element of seriousness to it, but at the same time, like, you know, everybody's having, let's put it this way. Like I like you mentioned that you did like this whole like Viking themed, like whatever. Yeah. Hold on. My mouse and my keyboard are bugging out. I'm walking in strange directions. For some reason, I can't stop walking. Like, I can't stop spinning. Stop it.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm not even touching my mouse and keyboard right now. They're just disconnected. Damn Razer products. Anyway, I'm just gonna. All right, just no one's watching the video anyway.
They're not watching.
Yeah, they're watching. They're listening anyway. So. Yeah, so like there's like an event down in South Carolina. It's actually the event that I was at when I broke my pinky. I was coming back from it, and it's called Weekend Warrior. And like just in a nutshell, you pretty much, there's a bunch of different factions, and they're themed off or like after like different historical groups. So there's kind of like kind of your Danish and Nordic-ish group, and called Hearthguard. And pretty much everybody in there, like if you've ever watched the TV show Norsemen by chance on Netflix, like that's Hearthguard. Yeah, that's Hearthguard in a nutshell. Just like a bunch of people just being like, I do not know why I am standing here guarding this tree. It's great. It's a lot of fun. So, but that's like next level nerd. Not everybody has reached my power level yet. But one day, true. But one day, maybe they will.
One day.
Maybe.
Not again.
Hold on, I'm coming. Don't worry, I'm here just in time to watch you die.
I'm already dead.
My auto run button isn't working now. Oh man, I'm getting killed by this bat. Damn it.
Well, let's talk about the latest craze.
Okay.
The World of Warcraft Cataclysm.
Yeah, the Cataclysm.
Yeah. I haven't played much of it yet.
Oh, I have.
So, well, I mean, I played it back in the day, so I know. Yeah. But how are you finding it?
I've actually been playing it a lot. I've actually been genuinely surprised at how much I've been playing it and how much I've been enjoying it. Although I will say that I don't know, maybe it's too early to say. Wait for me, you hobgoblin. Okay. Anyway, hold on. I think I need to rebind my hold on, my computer's broken. I need to rebind my thing.
All right.
Auto. Oh, my keyboard's not working. Okay, you know what? Screw it. Everything is break. Damn you, Razer products. Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold both my mouse buttons to walk. Okay. What are you talking about?
Oh no, Cataclysm.
Oh no. Yeah, Cataclysm. Yeah, so the pre-patch came out. I've been leveling up like several different characters all at the same time. And I'm not using any like heirlooms or any like of that garbage. I'm just really trying to experience Cataclysm as it was to the best of, you know, Blizzard's ability and recreating it.
Yeah.
And I have had a lot of fun. You know, like, yes, you are playing through all the same crap that you could theoretically play through today if you were playing Dragonflight. But at the same time, you know, because of how things are scaled in Cataclysm compared to today, it's like you're not like just, at least for me anyway, you're not just like cutting through the world with like complete ease like you would today. And so for that reason, it's been a lot of fun. I've actually been genuinely surprised at how much I've been enjoying it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back. I think I enjoyed the leveling in Cataclysm.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not playing like my Death Knight or whatever. I'm not doing no max level stuff at the moment.
Yeah, because I mean, I always liked Hygel.
Yeah.
I actually thought Deep Home was pretty cool, especially going back for some pointless top 10 stuff and finding things there. Like Deep Home's got a lot of cool stuff. The underwater place is kind of, I always got annoyed by it. It was like, but it still looks really cool. And there's some cool quests down there.
Right.
And then Uldum, I always loved Uldum. I thought that was great. So, I mean, and then I never really did much at Twilight Highlands. I actually would like to go back and do some Twilight Highlands questing.
In regards to Cataclysm questing, I can say one thing. So in regards to low level questing, I just leveled an undead priest all through Tirisfal Glades. And I will say that although it was enjoyable, definitely, the problem with Cataclysm and its leveling, and it's the same criticism that like everybody brings up. Like I'm not special here. It's that because how do I even describe it? Cataclysm is not very challenging in terms of its level up experience, and things like let's say like a minor healing potion does not go a long way in Cataclysm leveling. Right. Because you're fine, food and water, you don't need it. It's stuff like that. So like if you level up a character through Tirisfal Glades, say an undead priest or an undead warrior, and then you're like, you know what, I'm going to level up through Tirisfal Glades again as a different, class, you're going to have a completely different experience compared to the first time that you just leveled up. But yeah, I just leveled up an undead priest through the Cataclysm Pre-patch. And the thing is, I kind of want to level up an undead hunter as well. But the thing that stops me is I know that I'm just going to redo, or like my experience of going through Tirisfal Glades, which I just finished, is just going to be the exact same again. Like the quests are more linear. They're more straightforward. You don't really need to do professions or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And so it's not that it's boring. It's just like, I don't know. It's like it's missing something. And
it sounds like it's missing the exploration fact to it if it's too linear.
It's missing, like, I wouldn't say, well, maybe the exploration, yeah. I would say that I think that the thing that makes classic leveling so enjoyable for so many people, not everybody, but for many people, is that, yes, classic leveling has a bit more danger to it. It's a lot less forgiving. And I think because it's a lot less forgiving, it's a lot more rewarding. And I think that's the thing with Cataclysm leveling, is that it's not as rewarding or satisfying as like OG classic leveling, because like, okay, cool, like you got a new ability to like help you out, but like you really didn't need it. Like you were fine without it. But like when you get polymorph as a mage back in the day, ding, level 2. Like when you get polymorph as a mage at low level in Tirisfal Glades, like that's very useful. Well, maybe not so much in Tirisfal Glades, but most of the things are undead. Yeah. But it is a useful spell that like you are going to use like while leveling up in dangerous like situations and stuff, Frost Nova, so on and so forth. You get polymorph as a mage in Cataclysm, you're probably never going to use it because you don't need it. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Someone smarter than me could probably like break down in the comment section kind of the lackings, I suppose, of the Cataclysm leveling and why people find it less satisfactory, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. I do think there is something to the linear leveling being not as rewarding, because it does feel like you're just on a treadmill type thing, being like, all right, we go here. All right, we go here. All right. And I always enjoyed just running out into an area and being like, what am I doing? I can do this now. I can go over here. I can do that. And it's like, even if you still are on somewhat of a linear path, like I'm sure the quest creators are like, we're going to have them go to this area and then go to this area. Like it's a more generic linear path where you don't have to follow it. Like I didn't do all these quests, so I got to go back there to keep going on my linear path. It's more just like, oh, I I missed that quest. I can go do it later, or like I can go do this now, and it's more freeing, if anything.
Right. Yeah, like, I mean, even like right now, I'm sitting here thinking, like we're walking through the Ghostlands at the moment, and I'm thinking like, oh, you know, maybe instead of leveling a Forsaken Hunter, I should level a Blood Elf Hunter, because at least I'll get to do Eversong Woods in the Ghostlands, which kind of have that sort of older kind of leveling vibe to it. A little bit more random, a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more chaotic, whatever. I don't really know the right word for it. And I think that'd be a lot more fun. So like, that's what I'm thinking in the back of my head as we're talking about this. Because I mean, like in your opinion, like if I said like, oh, would you rather, I don't know, like level up a dwarf paladin in Cataclysm Dun Moreau or Classic Dun Moreau, like what would you choose?
Yeah, I'd probably choose Classic.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's parts of Cataclysm that I would enjoy more, but I think in the overall like leveling aspect, I'd rather do it in Classic.
Right. Yeah, I think Cataclysm wasn't like a nail or like a final nail in the coffin or anything. Because I mean, Cataclysm did have its pros that I think a lot of people did enjoy. Granted, it was WoW's worst expansion back in the day. You know, before like Warlords of Draenor and BFA and Shadowlands and stuff came along. I made a video recently, by the way, where I laid out like all the reasons why people didn't like Cataclysm back in the day. And like there were reasons that were not my reasons. They were reasons that, like, you know, like if you just go on Google, like, oh, why did people not like Cataclysm back in the day?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you'd see like all these reasons, like, oh, you know, Dragon Soul for like a year and a half, like yada yada yada, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And man, like the amount of people that attacked me for that video, like, oh, Nixxiom, you think just because, you know, like just because you don't like Cataclysm, you think that like nobody else likes it. And I'm like, those weren't personal views.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say the one thing I didn't like about Cataclysm, and I still don't like, is the like I feel like the leveling system is kind of it's a downgrade, but it's not so downgradey that it's like boring or not fun. And I am, in regards to like end game leveling, I'm very much looking forward to going through like Twilight Highlands and Vashir and all these places again. Hyjal. Not so much Hyjal though. I think Hyjal is the most linear of all the max level zones. It's just going down the mountain.
More linear, yeah.
Yeah, like I liked it visually and lore wise, but damn, like it was such a you're just going down the mountain, like.
Yeah. Well, I feel like every expansion has that type of thing. Like, I actually loved BFA. I had a lot of fun playing BFA, but it had Azurite, and I think Azurite was the thing that just really like dragged it down. It's the same with Draenor. Like, I thought Draenor had a lot of good stuff, but then it was like the mobile phone aspect to it of like, stay in your garrison, don't go out. And it's just like, there's some cool stuff out here, and they're like, nope, don't do it. And you're like, oh, okay. You know, and then Shadowlands might have the worst, because it was like you had to go to the mall, you had like all this shit you had to do, and I'm like, dude, I just don't want to do this.
I think Deathwing either just nuked this zone or is about to. Look at the fire in the distance. Yeah,
I do see that. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I admit I totally just zoned out for half a second with what you just said.
Oh, I was pretty much saying it's probably a good
the
part to
leveling
stop at as well.
In like Warlords and stuff.
Yeah, I was saying how every expansion is like one thing that really kind of drags it down. Like, I loved BFA, but the Azurite really pulled it down. And Draenor, like the garrison phone game aspect really pulled it down. But like, if you actually go back now, like, there's a lot of cool stuff in Draenor.
Draenor leveling was fucking awesome.
Yeah. I like it. It really was. Like, garrison was the thing that like pulled it all down, and the having to use your phone, and like you didn't have to go out and explore or do anything.
Right.
And then Shadowlands was fun up until you had to go to the Maw. And literally they were just like, the Maw's like hell, and it's hell to go through. I'm like, dude, I'm just not gonna play this game.
right.
Like, I don't want to do this. Yeah, so it's like everything has that, and then the fun expansions usually don't have that thing that weighs them down. Like, they're just fun.
Right.
So that's
man.
how I always thought about it.
Well, I think you're right that this is probably a good place to stop. We're probably going to die 10 trillion times in the next, whatchamacallit, in the next episode. But that's okay.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be the Tanars.
I think we should take the secret path into the hinterlands.
I agree. 100%. I love the hinterlands.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We've began anew.
We have begun anew. The first step in a greater journey is now complete. Thanks for chatting it up about tabletop and the Cataclysm Pre-patch. We'll see how Cataclysm does. I have I want to hold on to high hopes for it, that it does very well, or at least it surprises us, but we'll see.
Yeah, and next time we can talk about some Mop Remix. Go check that out.
Yeah, because that comes out tomorrow at the time of us recording this.
Yeah, so next episode we can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Mop Remix. I think
I am too.
Yeah, like will admit I would prefer it in another expansion like Wrath of the Lich King, or I don't know, like some other expansion, because I'm not a big fan of the Mop vibe in my opinion. But who cares? It just looks fun.
Yeah, and if it's successful, I'm sure they will do the other expansions.
Hell yeah. I want a friggin' Season of Discovery lessons learned, but Season of Discovery-esque adventure in Northrend.
Yeah,
that'd be so much fun.
That would be cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, also, that tree is not even on that. It's like burning above the tree. You see that?
Where? Oh, yeah, up there. Yeah, I see that. Deathwing, what are you doing?
What is he doing? He's burning the air.
Yeah, goodness gracious, Deathwing. Killing the ozone.
All right, all
right. Well, thanks for hanging out, Crendor, and I guess I'll see ya.
See you.